What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. YouTube. Welcome back. Down here. Yo, these are the only, like, African bugs, African flies, African bugs. You gotta get, like, African DEET because I sprayed the shit that I got at CVS back home on me, and it's like sugar to them. Like, it attracts them more. I don't understand. And these mosquitoes, yo, like, you better spray every inch of your body because I sprayed myself, and I swear to God, the mosquito landed. He bit me here, but the mosquito landed in the one area where I didn't spray. Like he tiptoed. He was like on one leg, and then he took a stinger and put it in that. I was like, yo, these motherfuckers, man. But anyway, check this out. This is, you know what that is on the end of that right there? I don't know. It's not gonna focus. I don't know if it's gonna focus. It ain't gonna focus. But it's I had it in my little travel humidor, and the travel humidor is like a little tube, and the sponge had some mold, so the mold got on this cigar. Do you think I'm not gonna smoke it? Yeah, I am gonna smoke it, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that end off. I could burn it off, but I'm not inhaling that shit. So, because you know what I mean? I don't want to die, so I'm just gonna cut that end off, not smoke it, and I'll be good. So, anyway, yeah, just chilling by the pool, man. Check that out. Look, the resort. Chilling by the pool. I'm upstairs. I'm up there. That's where I'm up there. So it's funny because I got my iPad and I'm using it to hold to hold the phone. I brought it down because I'm gonna watch that new. I'm gonna watch the new. I don't know if you guys know who Matt Groening is, but he's the guy who made The Simpsons. He made Futurama. Well, he's got a new cartoon now, and of course his drawings, they all resemble the original, which is the Simpsons. So it resembles the Simpsons and Futurama, which had been running for a very long time. You know what I mean? But I've been watching it, man. It's pretty funny. I like it. And for all you cigar smokers, I know it is a sin, but I have to. This is all I got here. And the reason why I'm gonna smoke this cigar, even though it had that on it, because if you knew how much I paid for this, you'd smoke it too. I don't care what it tastes like. I'm not gonna throw that money away. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna cook this end a little bit. I paid way too much. I'm stressed out, man. I am stressed out. Y'all don't even understand. There's a way to do this with a regular lighter, by the way. It's not best practices for a cigar, especially one that costs this much. But it's not that these are expensive. It's that over here they sell them expensive. The other day I went on the street and I told my driver, hey, I need to get some cigars because this is my last one. So he takes me to this guy who sells like cigarettes and stuff, and he's looking through his stuff and he finds a stash of cigars. A box that was already open, but it wasn't like Monte Cristos, Arturo Fuentes, Cohibas, anything name brand that I smoke. It was freaking Swisher sweets. It was Swishers. The shit you get in a gas station for like $1, like two for $1 sometimes to roll your weed in. That he was trying to sell me that for 5,000 CFAs each. 5,000 CFAs is $10. A little more than $10. if you do the exact exchange. More than $10 each. A Swisher. Are you kidding me? He wanted. He wanted. Let me tell you. He had. And then he had a. He had a. He had a Black and Mild. It wasn't even a Black and Mild. It was like a Black and Mild type cigar. Some shit I never heard of. Right. For like, he said, oh, I'll give you that one for 2,000. Now 2,000 is what, like, is like $4, like $5. I don't know, something like that. Way more than what it's worth. I was like, what? I said, look, I'll give you 3,000 for this whole box, which came with 5 and that fake ass Black and Mild. Not that I need to smoke Black and Milds, but you know what I mean. I smoke them occasionally, but you know what I'm saying. I was like, come on, man. It's like, man, you gotta be kidding me, man. You think man? I was so pissed. And then he had the nerve to get mad at me. You know what I'm saying? The cigar's been sitting there in his stand for like God knows how long, in the stand in the sun, dry as hell. I squeeze when it turns into dust. I was like, nah, bro, come on. This ain't even in the humidor. I mean, I wouldn't even put this in a humidor. This is Swisher. You know what I'm saying? We used to roll blunts in that. You know what I mean? Like, when I was a teenager. I'm an adult now. You know what I'm saying? It's not legal in my state, and I don't do that stuff. You can test me. I've been tested all the time. So I'm just saying. Disclaimer. I was ridiculous, man. I was so fucking mad, yo. That shit pissed me off. Besides, yesterday it pissed me off. I'm stressed today, man. I'm stressed. This is my last cigar. I'm out through. And then when I bought these, okay, these are Monte Cristo. These are pretty good. I used to buy these in Iraq all the time. I used to buy these by the boxes in Iraq. I used to get them. The cigar shop guy used to give them to me cheaper. He used to give me free cigars. I used to buy so much. Every week, I would smoke 5, like in a week. I smoke 7, 1 a day, right, with some coffee or something. And because obviously I can't drink while I'm overseas working. Over here I can, but over there you can't. But I smoke 1 a day with some some coffee, some cappuccino or something, right? And I would buy every time. I'd go like every 3 days and buy like 6 every 3 days. So I had 2 humidors in my room over there, full of cigars. Just I had a whole box of Cohibas. I had Monte Cristos. I had, of course, the ones I ordered. I had Gurkhas, Arturo Fuentes. You know, I mean, you name it. I had it. You know, Leaf by Oscar, which I ordered. They didn't have those there. I ordered those, but I had a bunch of cigars, man. And you know, it was a fair price. Actually, it was cheaper. It was cheaper over there. It was cheaper than I would get it in the States, because they would sell Cuban cigars from Cuba. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like cheap, because they get them so easily. You know what I mean? They get them easy and they sell them cheap. So each one of these was like $6. You know what I mean? $7, $8. You know, depending on the gauge, the size, and all that. Good cigars. Over here, I spent $80. I gave the guy $80. All right, 80 freaking dollars. How much was that? I gave him 10, 20, 30, 40. $80, right? He sent me pictures with the prices on them, and on the box. First of all, he sent me a picture of a box of Monte Cristos with 10 cigars, $80. I said, you know what? Fine, I'll get them. You know what I'm saying? I'll get them. So when you smoke these things, you gotta have a budget. You gotta have a budget. I have a monthly budget at home. My monthly budget is good enough where I get so many cigars where it'll last me to the next month. And of course, a plane wants to fly by. But I paid. I bought the cigars from him, right? I said, all right, tell the guy to get me the cigars. Who the hell? Damn it, man. Flies. I bought the cigars. I said, here's the $80. He gets me this size, which I thought it was bigger, the bigger gauges, and it was a freaking. And he only gives me 5, and I was like, hey, where are the other 5? He was like, no, it's 5 for 80, and I was like, yo, the paper says 10 for 80. He's like, nah, it's 5 for 80. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Blah blah blah. I was like, you know what, man? I'm not gonna argue with you in the resort, man. Your country, I'm not in the States. You know what I mean? You got it. And you don't inhale, by the way. You don't inhale cigars. And you gotta be careful when you buy them in like streets, in like places where they aren't used to smoking cigars, because they don't keep them in humidors. They don't properly store them. So like the first ones that I got were really dry. I had to treat them. I had to restore them. I had to revive them. So I could only fit 3 in my humidor of this gauge right here, and then so I put 3 in the humidor, and I wrapped the other 2 in like a wet napkin. Wrapped them up, and every other day when the napkin would dry, I'd wrap them up until I felt they were properly moistened. Then these were in the humidor. That humidor, I'm gonna have to replace that sponge inside because it's moldy. It's gonna mold all my cigars. So then when I left, I got my delivery back home. You know what I mean? Speaking of home, that's where I want to go. I want to go back home, man. I got a new house. I haven't even enjoyed it yet. I bought the house when I was in Iraq. I said, you know what? This is how my house thing went. I was like, you know what? Let me get a house, right? So I went and I called from Iraq. I was looking around online, looking at a house. I said, let me see if I qualify for a loan, right? I said, I got money now. I could put a down payment, big down payment. I don't have to because I'm a veteran, but I put a big down payment, whatever. And I was like, I don't know, man. I had been cleaning up my credit for a year, blah, blah, blah. But I hadn't checked it. So I was like, I wasn't prepared for it. So January, March. Yeah, March. I was like, I called this mortgage company, and I was like, hey, I'm interested in buying a house. I don't know if I qualify for a mortgage. All right, and they were like, yeah, you qualify. He ran the thing. He was like, yeah, you good, man. Ooh, here's your what do you call your pre-approval letter or whatever. I forgot your pre-approval letter. Damn, what the hell is flying out there? I live by the airport. But anyway, so I got the pre-approval letter. I was like bugging. I was like, what the hell? I'm approved? What the fuck? So the first house I was gonna buy was only $180,000. That's all I told them, this is what I want to spend. $180,000. I don't want to spend any more than that. Something's biting my leg. Something's biting my damn leg. You can see the blood spots on my foot from where something bit me. Things were biting me. But anyway, is that a spider? So, hold on. Something's biting my damn leg. God damn, that shit burns. Everything here bites, man. So, I got approved for $180,000, and I looked around. We found this one house. I had my boy, who's a real estate agent, looking for me. He was sending me all these houses. My wife was going to all these. I was in Iraq. My wife was driving around looking at houses. She was excited. We live in an apartment now. We're moving next week to the house that we, But she's driving around, and she's like, oh, I don't, this one is this one's in the hood. I don't like this one, blah, blah, blah. Then we found one fully furnished. This guy was selling fully furnished, butter ass neighborhood, man. Butter. Butters means good. We used to use that word back in the day. Nice ass neighborhood. Nice, okay? And it was like, okay, we got, but then turns out, old trick, you down the listing agent, listed it for 180. You know what I'm saying? I offered the full price because I didn't want to lose the house. It was just perfect. But then it had like hundreds of bids on it. So I was like, I know people offered more. I'm not, you know what I mean? Then I got tired of having my wife driving around looking at old houses. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Let's just build a house. I'll spend more money and build a new. I'll spend more money on a new house. So I went up to 250. To the house now is like 250 something. So we found one that was 230, like 223, 223 build, brand new. We had to build it. We found the model. I said, okay, this is that. My wife, when she picked it out, I said, just get 4 bedrooms, blah blah blah. She picked it out. I said, I want a big yard. I bought the biggest lot. She was like, because I got it at a veteran discount. And then with the upgrades and everything, it came out to 250. But I put down, some money, so it was less than that, a lot less. But so we just built the house, and I saw it being built. I saw it when they laid the concrete. I saw when they put the walls up, and they had the roof up. But I haven't seen it since. You know what I mean? So my wife, by the time I get back, it's already gonna be decorated. She's already gonna be in it for a month. It's already gonna be decorated. So this month I gotta buy a fridge. My fridge, because I'm bougie, is a Samsung fridge. Hopefully it's the Samsung one I want, or the LG, but hopefully it's the Samsung. It's a smart fridge. It's like if they attached a giant tablet to the fridge, and it tells you everything. It tells you what you're missing. It's crazy. It cost me a little bit, but I figured, I'm away from home, busting my ass, making this money over here. Let me treat myself. Paid my cars off. Let me treat myself. You know what I mean? I'm not buying another car for a while until I get the next job. Then I'll buy my truck or whatever. But I got a Jeep, I got a little Jeep, and she has her car, her little Mini. So we're good for now. It's just us and the kids. So I am gonna invest in my little studio at home. That 4th room is my little studio, so I could do my videos. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy about that. I'm just stressed about just like life in general, because I want to stay. I kind of want to stay home. I don't want to travel and like this. You know what I'm saying? Missing out on my kids a lot. You know what I mean? I know I travel for months at a time. My son gets depressed when I'm not there. He thinks I left and all that. It's like, fuck, man. I don't know what to do. I'm not gonna make the type of money I make overseas. Hands down. It's just not gonna happen. Back home where I live, Florida, no. You're not. Unless I don't have a doctorate or nothing like that, or a master's. You know what I mean? I don't even have a bachelor's. I've got some college. I did go to auto engineering school. I graduated that, but that's not a bachelor's. And I got a degree in filmmaking. That's it. But not a bachelor's. So, and even with a bachelor's, people with bachelor's aren't making that much. You gotta have minimum of a master's. I remember back in the day when an associate's was cool. Now they want everything. But thing is, coming out the military, and you get these specialty skills, these specialized skills like satellites and communication. That's what I do, communications. And this I did security for a long time. I did executive protection, all that stuff. But I don't want to do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I just use my communications background to secure these type of jobs, and now I have a good resume. Should I be doing this for the rest of my life? I want to get hired everywhere because my resume it looks good, from with the jobs I do here, overseas, and although at different military stuff, installations and different armies and stuff, training people and communications and all that, and just doing those types of jobs, that's great. But the thing is, they're away from home. You gotta be away from home. This is not something you do at my house. This is not something where I could drive out of my driveway, go to work, and then come back in the afternoon. This is something where I gotta be away for up to a year, then go home for a vacation, and then come back. You know what I mean? Or a couple months and then come back home, like I do now. Like I'm here for 4 months, 3.5 months, something like that, and then I'm going home, and then next job is 3 months, come back home 3 months, and back. So I miss my beard. I shaved it. It's another thing. A cigar keeps going out. Jesus, I haven't had a good cigar. This is a good cigar, but I haven't, enjoyed really a cigar in a long time, and I'm not enjoying them here. My buddy, who's a big cigar smoker, is coming in 2 weeks, and he's bringing a lot of them. And I told him, I said, I'll buy some from you, bro. Because I'm Cigar Ralphie. Anyway, enough of my ranting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, man. Go listen to my podcast. All right, follow me on social media. And I'll see you on the next smoke. And I can't even stop this. I don't even know how to stop this. Oh, there it is.